Well, hello, welcome back to another mussel fishing film. Yes, we are on the shore again. It is that time of year where we start to do some more shore fishing. It's 1 week away from Christmas. We're at Pevensey Bay. We've got a beautiful sky, quite a moody sea. I think we're going to catch quite a few whiting. I'm hoping we'll get some dabs mixed in as well. Rods are there, they need to be set up. So that's enough from me for now. I'll talk through the rigs, the tactics, the tide sizes, the weather conditions very shortly, and a bit more about the venue. Let's get set up. Right, so the rigs that we are using today, for the first hour I'm going to do 2 scratching rigs, just to try and get some fish on the board and get a little bit of action basically, and just test what's out there. And after that, about an hour and a half before high water, I'm going to put on a pulley pennel, bit of squid, and I'm just going to leave it out there and see if we can pick up maybe a ray, a dogfish or something, just something different. Now my rigs, guys, are some of the most least components you will ever see. So the end we've got a rig clip, and all we'll do is attach the weight onto there. It's not a massive tide today, but it's big enough. So I think that's a 7 ounce weight. We clip that onto the bottom, just like so. I used to have a loop and pull it through, but what I find is you lose a few weights when you're winding in, it grinds against the stones, and then you lose the weight. So I've just put a little Limitless link clip on there, just to keep that weight on and not to lose so many. Then I've just got a couple of snoods coming off the end, just with a little half blood knot there. And all I've done, a tiny little 1/0, I think they're Octopus ZX hooks from Limitless. Very small 1/0 hooks, as you can see. And then up the top end there, what I've done is I've just put a crimp, just with a little bead. And all that does is it weighs it to the bottom, just ever so slightly. And if you're having a bigger bait, like a bigger worm, you put it above that little bead and it just holds it on there. Today we're going to be using tiny little bit of lugworm and little bits of squid to tip off the end, just to see if we can get a dab. And then we go about 10 inches up the rig. So that's the bottom snood down here. We go 10 inches up the rig, and then we've got another snood here coming off, which is about, I'd like to say about 8 inches. And that's exactly the same. So we've got a couple of beads on there, as you can see. Just with a little crimp and a little 1/0 hook. And on the other end, I've just got a swivel, which obviously we're going to connect to our rod. Nice and simple. I like to keep things simple, and that's all we're going to do. We're going to lob that out. If you really wanted distance, if it was a beach where distance was really critical, you might make this a clip down rig, so the hooks will clip onto the main rig body, so when you cast it's all streamlined and you can get a bit further, the bait stays on a bit better. But for now, a 2 hook flapper is absolutely fine for what we're going for. So I'm going to bait that up and send it out there. So for the bait, we've just got a bit of fresh black lug from Angler's Den, just there. And then we've also just bought a couple of boxes of squid, which are still going to be very frozen, as you can see, because it's winter and they don't unfreeze very easily. But that's all, just a little bit of squid, and we're just going to tip off the end. So what I'll do, we're just going to cut a couple of little bits of squid off, and we're just going to tip the end of our lug baits just with squid, because if there's dabs out there, dabs do like a fish bait, and that's what we'll do there. So they're just little bits of squid. And we've got our black lugworm. I'm just going to pull that off, so it gives us 2 little worms. Hook here, feed that on. I have got a worming tool, but when you're using little bits like this, you just don't need it. Pull that up like so. Little bit of squid, pop that onto the end, just like that. So your hook's protruding nicely, and we'll do that on the other hook and get that sent out there.
Oh, you got a light on the end of your rod now?
Yeah, I've got a bite, yeah. So, Will's just had a whiting rattle. I've got a whiting rattle, but we'll take you down and we'll see what he can get.
You guys now move my weights around.
Yeah, that's it. You can cast more to the right next time. This is Will's first fish, hopefully on his new rod. I can see my rod doing this. What do we think, Will?
I don't think so anymore.
Oh no.
Oh well. Oh yeah, there's something on there.
Yeah. Yeah, boy!
It's weird actually fishing in the day.
I know, you can see what you're doing. Yeah, there's a fish on there. Hey, 2 little whiting. And Will,
There we go.
happy days. So Will's had 2 whiting first cast.
Okay, can we make it
No, all fun. No competition today. I'm just setting up my second rod. I've probably got whiting on that one, but I'm going to set up the second rod, get that cast, and then we'll check my rod. It's going to be one of those days, action-packed, I think, with whiting. So once we've had a few, we'll try and switch things up to maybe not get as many, but in the winter, guys, you take what you can. And I'm going to take some whiting today because I just want some action. And to give you guys a little bit of fun fishy action, really. Yeah, we've definitely got something on there, but I'm going to set the other rod up first. Right, so my rod has been, my left rod, the first one I cast, has been rattling for quite a while. So we're going to wind that one in and check it. Also, on the first cast, you never really get much of a distance because obviously the braid isn't wet. So now it's all wet. Let's go and try. Better have one on. I look like a right idiot if I don't. I'll gently pull down, lift into it. Yeah, fish on. Oh, actually.
Oh, that's a nice one.
That's a better one.
Yeah, it's much better.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah, there's some weight here, guys. I think it's going to be a double shot of big whiting or a couple of nice dabs. Got to tighten up his hand on the reel as well at some point. I can do it tight enough. Yeah, this feels all right. The other day when we were winding in, you couldn't feel any sort of lunges or any pulls. You knew something was there, but this actually feels like it's quite heavy.
You haven't caught your other line, have you?
No.
No, because your other line goes right there.
I shouldn't have done. I cast that quite fast to the right, but
Alright.
I can't see it coming over.
Oh.
Whiting, 2 whiting.
2 whiting.
They're not even that big.
How embarrassing.
How embarrassing. I think you were right actually, Will. I think the other line might have just been pinking on it, but double shots of little pin whiting. I'll keep these for pike baits, dog food as well, because they absolutely annihilate them. I mean, the hooks are so far down in them. But yeah, that is a winter species that we catch quite regularly in the UK. They're pretty old fish, but hopefully we'll get some big ones. So, Will's into a fish over there. It's slack lined him now. I think it's going to be a few whiting, probably a double shot. Yep, so today we're fishing at Pevensey Bay. It's just opposite the Angler's Den fishing shop. So if you run out of bait or you haven't got your items you need, you can very quickly nip there. You can pretty much walk there from the beach, get your bits and bobs and come down to the beach. I love fishing here. You're fishing onto sand, very clean sand. It's not very deep venue, but there's a lot of mixture of fish. You get bass, plaice, you get dabs, sometimes some rays, dogfish, you know, flounders as well. You also get those. Obviously whiting at this time of year. It is quite a good venue, and it's really easy to fish. It's very accessible. There's loads of roads you can park on, all for free, which is obviously handy. I hate paying for parking. It's one of my pet hates. And yeah, the fishing is okay. At the moment, as I said, we've currently got 2 rods out there just on scratching rigs, and I'll probably put on a pulley pennel in about an hour's time with a bigger bait on to see if we can... Oh, you're napping on?
No, I don't know what's going on.
Strange. Will didn't have a fish on. It looked like he did. Yeah, I'll probably put a pulley pennel on later to try and pick out something different. Obviously the whiting though, we're going to hammer the squid, and we'll probably still get that. I've got quite a good bite on me right hand rod there. Yeah, tapping away like that. They're quite thick rods that I'm using. They're the Limitless Universal Match rods. So they're quite thick, and they're really for targeting rays, bass, you know, cod, eels, that sort of thing really. When you're going for the bigger stuff, that's the rods you want to use. Really, a couple of 2 continental style, nice flimsy rods would be lovely for this sort of fishing, because the bites would be more aggressive. You'll see them a little bit better. But they work. A week before Christmas and the weather's like this. So it's that one there we've got looking at, guys. Yeah, definitely a bite on that one, so we'll have a little look. What I'm going to do is I'm combining using the nice camera and the GoPro today, so quality wise it's going to be, you're going to go from a 4K GoPro to a nice 4K camera, and this is obviously going to be a lot nicer, but we'll see how we get on. Let's have a little look. Probably white. Tiniest of whiting. I mean, that is a perfect pike bait, absolutely perfect. There he is. Okay, so we've had quite a few whiting now. Obviously there's a lot of whiting out there. I'm just setting up a pulley pennel rig just on a singular 3/0 meat hook. It's an old rig I've just got lying around, which was meant to be destined for being replaced and sorted out, but the hook's still sharp, it still pierces me skin and me nail, so that's the hook we're going to use. It's just a 3/0 meat hook. The squid have defrosted a little bit now, so this is a whole squid. That's what I'm going to put on. Normally, if I'm going to go for thornback rays and things like that, I'd go for a bit of bluey and a bit of squid and just do a finger-sized bait, but I'm going to just shove one of them out there. Basically, I'm going to alternate the rigs on one rod, so this is going to go out there for half an hour. I'll wind it in. If I've had nothing, I'll put on another scratching rig, cast out there, half an hour, bring it in, and just alternate them, just to see what we can get. So this is how I bait a squid. There's a lot of better shore anglers out there which will teach you how to do it, probably better than this, but this is just how I do it. It works, it's you know, it's okay and it's workable, it's easy. So, you get your squid, you get your hook. You go through the top, like so, and I pull it like that. I pull it all the way through the squid, and I'm going to like knit it down 3 or 4 times, and I pull a bit of line through. I'm going to go through the squid again with that hook there, look, pull it through the squid like that, and then when you get to the head end, as you can see here, I'm going to point my hook downwards. You can see the eye there. I'm going to go through the squid of the body, through the eye, because that will let out some juices, pull up on this top line, and that will just pull it nice and tight, and it will look just like that. And then you're going to get your bait elastic, which is somewhere in my awfully messy shore box, and that is going to be your bait there. As long as that hook is protruding, there's no reason for it to be a bad presentation. We're just going to put a load of bait elastic on there, that just helps it stay on the hook. It keeps it in place, it keeps that hook protruding. I don't generally use pennel setups, which is using basically 2 hooks. I generally just use the 1 hook. Having 2 hooks is helpful, but I don't like the fact that the fish can take both hooks in and it's awkward to unhook. On the boat, I only ever use 1 hook. Sometimes I'll use 2, you know, I have got rigs in there with 2 hooks, but generally I find 1 hook's okay. There we go, so I've done the bait. Hook's protruding, the whole squid is on. Next time I wind in one of those rods, I'm going to clip this one on and then I'm going to give that half an hour. You never know, there might be a bigger fish out there. The water is really murky, it's really chocolatey, and that can bring in the fish. We've got a westerly wind as well, which is good. Easterly winds here at Pevensey Bay and Eastbourne area. Easterlies tend to kill the fishing. A westerly wind does help the fishing, so that's a good thing. The reason why I chose Pevensey Bay as well today, because we've got about 25 mile an hour gusts to 30 mile an hour gusts westerlies. Pevensey Bay is a little bit protected. Beachy Head sticks out, you've got the marina down there which has got a big arm, and that just buffers those waves coming towards the east, coming from west to east, and you end up having a relatively calm sea. So as you can see, it's not a rough sea, it's just, you know, it's just got a gentle chop on the water, which makes it quite nice for fishing. Right, I think it's time to check those rods up there, because they have been for a while now. So I've just had a real slack line bite on this one. I think I caught it on my other rod, so I'm just going to wind it in, start again. Yeah, might be a little whiting on there. There you go, another one there. I think I'm going to set one of these rods up on a pulley pennel, put a big bait on, and just try and winkle out something extra, otherwise we're just going to keep getting loads of pin white in. So I'm going to choose which rod I'm going to put the pulley pennel on, and get the other 2 cast out. But another whiting, not big either, so it's not really edible, but unfortunately they swallow the hook like crazy. So I just heard Will getting all very excited, and yeah, he's left his rig out there for quite a long time, and he has got, I think, quite a nice dab. That is actually, mate, that's a decent sized dab, that is. There we go. So that is a dab. You know they're dabs because they've got rough skin, so like sandpaper. But that isn't a bad size one at all. Sometimes they're only the size of your palm, but that's probably, well, it's legal size. He's been in a bit of a roars. Look at that. Well done, mate. Yeah, my little beads did the trick. Yeah, your masses of beads obviously work there.
The beads are longer than that fish.
Excellent, well done, mate.
Thank you very much.
There we go, we said some dabs might be present today, and they are, so that's great. Yeah, Will's got 2 scratching rigs out there. Oh, that's a good bite. That's a good bite on my scratching rig, just there we go. You can just see it. There you go, look, there we go. Now that's not a bad bite. I'll leave that one for a moment and then I'll cast that again. Yeah, that's going. Right, strike that one. Right, let's see what this is then. Probably lots of whiting, but hey, let's see. Oh, I think there's a small fish on. Oh, actually, no, that's not bad. That isn't too bad. I think one of them might have just popped off of there. Still think we might have a fish on, but it's just a small one. I'm going to go down to the water line to grab it. So, just another whiting. It's not a bad size. I think probably had 2 on, but one just pinged off. There you go. So we got a bite on this left hand rod. It's been going, you know, for a few minutes. Just gonna strike into it and see what there is. I think we know what it's going to be. I wouldn't like to put any life savings on it, that's for sure. But I think probably whiting. Fish on. Certainly getting a little bit rougher now. But the tide's starting to kick the other way a little bit early, so hopefully it'll bring on a few more bites and a few more different fish. Because 2 species isn't great. I think Will's had the best fish of the day, really. That nice dab. Unless we have a miracle fish on here, which isn't going to be a whiting. Let's see. What's it going to be? Oh, it is a whiting. Not even a big one. There we go. Hopefully that will focus up, who knows. One little whiting. You can go in our little pond down there. We've got a live bait tank ready. He's gone. There he goes. Oh dear. Right, we'll rebait, cast again. Right, this left one's been out there for a good 5 minutes, so we'll wind that one in. Obviously we're using small baits and there's lots of greedy whiting out there. So what you don't want to do is leave the rod out there too long, because you'll either have whiting on the end and you're not going to get a better fish, or your bait will be stolen and you're not going to get any fish either. So if you've seen rattles, wait a couple of minutes, see if you can get a double shot, and then I'd strike it and wind in and recast. There we got fish on, guys. What do we have here? I reckon double shot whiting. Let's have a look. 1 and 2. Look at that. Oh. So we've got one up there. Oh, yuck. 1 and 2. Pretty sure we've got one on here. I've just seen it rattling a lot. I can still sort of feel it, so I think I'm going to strike into it. Will's got one whiting over there. Quite small, aren't they? Yeah, they're all pin whiting at the minute. Yeah, there we go. There's a fish on there. I thought there was a couple on that. Couple of little greedy buggers. Let's try and have a little look at this one. I think we're going to have a whiting on. Further down there. You just don't have to do it. Yeah, exactly. Oh, new species! It is a well, sluggy or like a rockling. Oh, we just caught a rocklin. That's cool. Also known as slugs. Look at that. Tiny little barbules. Yeah, wicked. I'm going to show that on the nice camera. Well, we're just winding in, and Will's had a nice dab, second one. And I've got another species here as well. So this here is a rockling. A lot of people call them slugs as well, but yeah, they're pretty cool. I'm going to try and get them into focus for you. There we go. And yeah, some people hate these, but I don't mind them at all. I think they're a little bit different. They're quite quirky. Yeah, they're almost like tusk or miniature ling, aren't they?
Yeah, I'd say it's not the fish of the day.
That's quite cool. It's interesting, isn't it? You don't get many of them.
No.
Yeah, I like that. Happy days. Get a nice photo and get the little one back. So I've got a whiting on there. It was a double shot, and just as I was about to pull it in, it come off. Will, this is his third dab. He must just be getting it on a certain bit of the sand, but he'll bring it over.
Oh mate, that was an awful cast. That was literally...
Was it a bad one?
Yeah, bad cast. So
bad cast, third dab, and that's on a different rig as well.
yeah.
Similar rigs to what we're using, but
Small one today.
very small. Put it back, yeah. He's well under, isn't he? So yeah, Will's had the 3 dabs. I've had the rockling and the whiting. We're both on 2 species each. So if I can get a dab, we're in the lead for species. We're not doing any competition today. It really is just a bit of fun. But yeah, someone who subscribed to the channel and we have a little chat. He's a friend of mine. He just came down and have a little chat, which was nice. So the rods have been out there for quite a while, so I'm going to wind them all in and cast them back out there. Yeah. 2 more whiting. There's quite a lot of them out there. I'm still after my dab, but we'll keep pursuing. You never know, we might eventually get one. I think it's probably time to wind in and check these rods, I think. They've been out there for quite a while. Because we're using such small baits, I don't like leaving it too long. But I do feel like if you leave it too long, you're just fishing with no bait or old bait and it's watered out. Let's have a little look. Usual suspects, another greedy small pin whiting. I've done a size today, to be honest. It's a shame really, because when you get some big ones, they actually feel, you know, alright. Yeah, it's been alright. It's been alright. Another little whiting. That one's really been in the walls actually. Look how horrible his fins are. Yeah, horrible. he's not had a very good time, I'll tell you that. Right, so this is our last wind in. We've got 2 rods to wind in. We're going to pack up and then we're going to give it a finish. We've had knocks on both rods. Probably going to be whiting on there, let's face it. So let's wind this one in first. If you've got another dab on there, I'm going to laugh. I hope you've got something. Rockling. Not a dab, but one of those weird eel things. Rocklings. Yeah, so another whiting and another rather pretty little rockling. Thanks for watching. I know it's all just whiting and a rockling and some dabs, but at this time of year that is sort of all you can really expect from the shore locally to where I am. So yeah, it is what it is. Just shows though, simple rigs, small little bits of bait, still got lots of knocks on there. You can come out and have an enjoyable day in the sun. Anyway, Have a great week, and thanks for watching. Take care.